Okay, so we have our star database loader. We hit load database and it's coming up with what is essentially exactly what's written in the CSV file, separated by each line. I'm gonna open up the original CSV file so we can have a look at what's in there. Okay, so we'll notice that first of all, the first line is this special like keys line. You know, it's for example the first index would be the ID, then the Hipparcos catalog. That's what the H in HYG stands for, the Hipparcos catalog ID, and several others after that. IDs, and then XYZ is the position, VXYZ is the velocity in parsecs. And we'll notice a few interesting things as well. So for example, if we have a look at our first entry, Sol, we have a 0 for the first one, would be the ID, good. But then the second one, now our sun doesn't exist in the Hipparcos catalog, so there's no entry there. That's going to come into, we're going to hit some snags if, for example, we're saying to C#, hey, I want you to pass that as an integer, and it's an empty string. Because C# can pass a string that's 0, 1, 2, 3 as an integer, but as an empty string, it'll fail. So we're going to come up with a utility, a passing utility that's going to be able to handle such cases. The other thing we've got to take note of is because we have this first line isn't a star, it's like our index line, we're going to need to be able to skip that. And yeah, so we'll get started. First of all, we'll make our passing utility, and then we're going to create our star info classes. So I'm going to go into my utilities folder. I'm going to create a new class, call it pass utility, utility.cs. And we're just gonna make this a static class, which means that you don't need an instance of it to get to the methods in it. So we're going to go public static class pass utility. All right. Now this is gonna have two functions in it. One of it's going to handle integers. The other is going to handle strings. So we'll have a public static int, we'll call it safe int pass. Now it's going to take in a string. Sorry, did I say integers and strings? I meant integers and floats. Yes, one of them will be an integer parser, the other will be a float parser. Okay, so the only case we're going to take care of is going to be if that string is equal to nothing, we're just going to return 0. So return, we'll just use a ternary operator. So, I shouldn't call that string, I'll call it str for now. str is equal to nothing, or like an empty string. We're going to return 0, and otherwise we're going to return int.pass the string. Okay, so no matter what, oh right, sorry.